All right, here we are again. We are the Vinyl Community Guncles, ready to tackle the album Private Revolution from 1987 from World Party. It was their very first album, or I should probably say his very first album, since it was really just one guy. I guess we'll probably get more into that after we introduce ourselves. We are the Vinyl Community Guncles. I'm Robert Fitton, along with Craig from Craig's Vinyl Plethora. Ladies and gentlemen, the man who loves a man in uniform, it's Mike from Hub Tunes, along with the man who loves a man out of uniform. It's Richard from Calvin Wazoo.
Clever.
You. Oh, Fithin.
And we all wear uniforms.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, World Party.
All
like
right,
one.
I guess I'm going first for this. So I got to remember when I'm listening to some of these albums, especially when they're from the 80s, when I'm listening to them online, sometimes my first listen is I go, ugh, because of the overall sound. So I got to remember that, because that's the nature of listening to the music via YouTube on a laptop.
Yeah.
And so giving it more listens, and then also thinking about how how it would sound, a little bit. I began to like the record. I really began to enjoy it. Although his voice, I was saying this before we started, he sounds a little bit like Mick Jagger, but to me anyway. But there's this other singer I cannot name that, especially on a couple songs, really comes through, and I'm going, wow, who is this person that he is sounding like or channeling or whatever. But overall, I think the songs are...
You figured it out, right?
No, I never did.
Oh, for me, it's Dylan.
Well, yeah, there's a couple, and he does a Dylan cover, and there's a couple songs where, he adopts the Dylan delivery style very much, but it's the actual sound of his voice that I'm getting, not so much the singing style. But yeah, I guess it would be more like, if Bob Dylan could sing in tune, or actually sing with a scale, maybe that might be it. Overall, I really did like the album. The opening track, though, to me, that's just my take. I thought it was, when I first heard it, and even on multiple listens, I kept feeling this is not a real strong opener for it. It's kind of, I don't know, it's just something about it. I like what he's singing about. It's kind of like he's repeating John Lennon's mantra: if you want to change things, change yourself, that kind of thing. And that's kind of a theme going through the album for me. He's very much into, if we're, things do need to change. I mean, it's 1987, and it's, same topics, same issues, same things that are going on. People, I guess, just don't always listen to the words, but it's very poppy, very danceable. But I do think it's the weakest song. Making Love to the World, things start getting off much better now. It's got a better rhythm. There's more mid-range going on, I'm hearing, both musically and with... I didn't realize at first that he's pretty much playing everything. I mean, he's one of those musicians or artists that play everything. And this was especially the case on this album because it was his debut. Was that right? Yeah.
First album.
Ship of Fools, God, there are so many songs that have that name, and so many people cover all these songs. This is a good song. I like the message. It's his song. He wrote this song, I guess. And I like the idea of, this is where the theme comes through. They're sailing to destinations that don't matter. We're all, we get caught up on all these things that don't matter, and we think they're important, and they're just really not. Just, you know, live. But he's also kind of, yeah, you know, he's also kind of saying that despite that, we still tend to get on board the ship, and we sail away to these stupid destinations. All Come True confused me. I'm really confused by the opening verse. I'm really kind of unsure about what the song is about. It's got a nice melody and beat, but it just, I don't know. It seemed to, I don't know. The little ditty Dance of the Hoppy Lads was kind of a nice interlude. That was a nice thing to be in there. I Can Be Beautiful Sometimes was really good to me. It's a very simple song, but very beautiful. And you know, yes, it's a positive song. It acknowledges all the crap that goes on, but you know, once in a while, things are really beautiful. You know, despite all the shit and the ugliness. The Ballad of the Little Man. That was a good song. I like this, and what I like about it is that he's singing about the little man, you know, as another person, but he's also singing that we all have that little man inside us, you know, and we have to watch it, and so that we don't become that little man, because it's so easy. The cover, Hawaiian Island World was the next one. That's another very relevant song. The guy from the verse about the guy from Illinois who shot the poet who wrote something he didn't understand. I really kind of liked that line. I wonder if he was talking about an actual poet or a graffiti artist. I kind of feel like, I don't know, it kind of caught me as it was a graffiti artist that he shot. But maybe it was just a poet. His cover of All I Really Want to Do, to me, was a good cover. He gives it its own vibe. And this is where I also wrote down a lot of his songs have a Dylan feel to them. You know, he has that cadence and his voice, yeah, to some degree, but there's still somebody else. I cannot think of who it is. And then the title song, it's not the title song, it's the title of the project, World Party. My note says, yes, it's a utopian vision, but it's just as possible and real as the bullshit, because the bullshit we've made, because the bullshit world is just as fake as a utopian world, you know? So this, you know, this happy thing about, yeah, be a happy, yeah, it's utopian and it's never really going to happen. But at the same time, the world we live in right now is built upon a facade. It's all fake. It's just, we got caught up into it. It only exists because we collectively agree to it. The closer is excellent to me. It's all mine. We've only ourselves to blame for the way things are. It's an excellent closer, and despite some of these messages, in all the songs, to me, he has this way of delivering it in a very palatable and upbeat kind of way. You know, it's not like it's not preachy, in my opinion. It's not dire or dark, despite the fact that, yeah, he is kind of saying these are important things, you know. We got one life, you know, let's, you know, enjoy it instead of being caught up in all the bullshit. So, yeah, I would give it 4.5 rainbows, except for that opening track. So I'm going to give it 4 rainbows. But this is one that, yeah, I would, you know, if I saw it in a record store, I'd pick it up I would pick it up because I want to hear, it sounds like it's a very musically rich and textured album.
Yeah, it's got a good, yeah.
Sounds wonderful on headphones.
Oh yeah, I bet it does. Yeah.
Yeah. This album sounds excuse me. This album sounds absolutely crappy on streaming. I put it on in the car on
Yeah.
iTunes. Absolutely horrible. Absolutely awful. Awful. I don't know why. Well, iTunes.
Yeah, y'all got to start streaming something besides iTunes.
Yeah,
But-
you know what? I get a good deal on it.
Yeah, so I was not that familiar with World Party. I was really familiar with the cover of the album that comes after this for some reason, and I don't know why. We might have had a poster of that or something at the
It has
college
their-
radio station.
It has their
Maybe.
2 biggest hits on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's got Way Down and Message in a Box.
Okay, I don't know those. I knew the only song I knew off here was Ship of Fools.
Yeah.
And the reason I knew it was because of these CDs, the Greenpeace Rainbow Warrior CDs that were out in like 88, I think. And these are I got these CDs. It's a 2 CD set. And it was one of the first CDs I ever got, actually, just because I wanted a compilation with a lot of different people on it. And this is really varied. I mean, it's everything from Bryan Adams and Peter Gabriel and Little Steven and Eurythmics and Belinda Carlisle. Heaven is a Place on Earth is on here for some reason. And then it has Lou Reed is on here with Last Great American Whale and In Excess and Hot House Flowers is on here. John Hartford is on here. Bruce Hornsby and the Range, U2 with a live version of Pride in the Name of Love. So it's all over the place. But World Party Ship of Fools is on there. So that's how I knew that song. So I knew that. I've known that song since literally the late 80s. And I do not, I didn't get what Richard got out of it. I got something completely different out of those lyrics. And a lot of the other lyrics on this album, I got this pretty much a lot of that message. And it really plays well today. There's a lot of like, we're heading straight for hell. And of course we are. And we're all on a ship of fools. And we've been promised this gold and all these promises of all these wonderful things that are going to happen. Oh my, we got this main man up here that's just going to fix our lives and fix the economy. And he's going to drive out all the bad people and everything's going to be sunshine and buttercups. And we're all just riding this ship of fools right to it. Save me from what's going to happen tomorrow. But yeah, I don't want to be on this ship of fools, but you have no choice. It's a ship, and what are you going to do?
Yeah.
It's not like you can just jump off. So yeah, that's what I got out of Ship of Fools. Was you've been promised all this stuff, and we're going through this, and rocky waters are coming, and save me because I'm on a ship of fucking fools. And usually, when a song is called Ship of Fools, I only know a few. I mean, Bob Seger has one. I can't think of the other ones right now, but usually that's what it means.
Erasure has one.
Grateful Dead.
What's that?
Grateful Dead, yeah.
Erasure.
Is that what those
one.
mean too? Is that you're on a ship of fucking fools and you're headed towards disaster, and that
Maybe,
you got maniacs driving the ship.
Yeah.
What was the other? The Ballad of the Little Man. That's where I thought he sounded most like Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
Even more than in the Bob Dylan cover. Ballad of the Little Man, I got something different than Richard too. I got Hitler.
Yeah.
I thought it was a song about, or at least one of the verses is about Adolf Hitler, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I think this is a lot of this is just.
No, you get out of it when you get out of it. That's
right. Yeah,
it's a well-written song. That's what the beauty of it.
Open to interpretation. All I really want to do, it's like I'm not really sure. I mean, you've got this kind of worldview. It's a world party. A lot of seemingly political stuff and a lot of revolutionary. And then so the song you're going to cover from Bob Dylan is All I Really Want to Do.
Yeah, could have chosen.
It was a weird choice. Cher did that song and had a hit single with it. That's one of my least favorite Bob Dylan big hit songs. It's kind of like, all I want to do is maybe be friends with you. I don't want to, whatever the list of things he doesn't want to do. It's kind of like Rick Astley, he's never going to do this. He's never going to do that. He's never going to give you up. Bob Dylan's like, I don't want to, I don't know, degrade you and berate you and parade you. And yeah, not my favorite Bob Dylan song at all. But, and I thought their song World Party, Yes, we're going to a world party. Yes, we're going to a world party. Yes, we're going to a world party. I was waiting for dun, 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 dun. I would like you to dance. Birthday, take a chan. But they didn't go there. But it sounds just like birthday.
We
from the
just went
Beatles.
to the world party.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's very it's not super 80s, but it's a little 80s. You can tell it's 1987, but it's not. It doesn't have the keyboards. It doesn't have drum machines. The guy's left-handed, by the way, playing the left-hand. I saw one of the videos for one of the songs. I think it was the second song. But Sinead O'Connor is in that video, and she pops up on a couple of songs as a special guest. So he's got a little bit of help from his friends to keep quoting Beatles things. But yeah, what else was on here? I'm trying to find the track listing here. There was another one I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember which one it was. But yeah, I'm getting a lot of the Bob Dylan from The Little Man and a lot of Beatles. This guy, I bet, loves the Beatles. It's not a Beatle-esque sound. I hate that word, Beatle-esque, but it doesn't sound like the Beatles, except for, we're going to a world party part. But like Private Revolution just reminds me of revolution. You say you want a revolution. Well, you're going to have to change yourself before you change the world and have a private revolution before you can do anything else. I thought that would be a better song to end the album with rather than begin it with. But anyway, because then he goes on and talks about how to have a revolution. But anyway, yeah, I thought it was, the lyrics are obviously the best part. Over the music doesn't really do a lot. I mean, it's not. I didn't get like, oh my God, that's an incredible guitar solo or an incredible chord structure or whatever. So I will give it. I don't know. Ship of Fools is great. I will give it. I'll give it 4 rainbows. Mainly for Ship of Fools.
Yeah.
Save me from tomorrow.
Gregory?
That's me. I have nothing to say. This was garbage. No, just kidding. I'm lying. I'm lying. So the other, I'll just throw this out. The other person, yes. So I heard some Jagger in there. I heard some Dylan. But I heard a lot of Elvis Costello. Like there were tones and stuff.
That might have been it.
There was some. Yeah, there were definitely some moments that I felt like I was listening to Elvis Costello a little bit. So not that his voice is identical to any of these. Yeah. Not that his voice is identical to any of these. There's just familiarity.
No.
There's similarities, whatever you want to call it. The Private Revolution opening track, I dug it, but the music, I'm not talking lyrical, I'm not talking his vocals, but the music reminded me of early Prince. Like I felt like I was listening to something like off a Dirty Mind or something like that. Just the music, not the lyrics, the style. Like it felt like one of those early disco-esque Prince songs. Only similarity. Okay, I see your face, Robert Fitton.
There it is.
Ship of Fools, of course, is great. The only song that I knew. For me, the highlight really was the Hawaiian Island World. And that's where I really heard Dylan, is in that song. But Sinead is so prominent in the ending of that song, and she really just brings it out. And she did backing vocals for him a lot. So
she's all over
the next album too. But yeah, so it just, I wanted more of her. I wanted to hear like I think if it almost would have been not necessarily a duet, but maybe a little bit more like in the beginning, because she's really at the end of the song. But that's really where it just kind of brings it out for me. And if I can hear her voice, I'm a happy guy. And this is when she was this is when her debut came out that same year. So still relatively fresh and new, and nobody really knew who she was. So I appreciate. Nobody mentioned, and maybe nobody knows, but he was on the first 3 albums of the Waterboys. He was originally a member of the Waterboys. Which I don't know about the Water Boys, but I mean they're all right, but so I mean pretty much everything I think that like I wanted to say, it's like you guys were saying it. So later he had a song called She's the One, which I found interesting because I know Robbie Williams' cover of that song. So I was like, oh wow, Carl Wallinger is his name. I'm like, oh, he wrote She's the One. Robbie Williams. Oh, Robbie Williams. You know, who's got that freaking biopic film coming out that I won't be able to watch. So
why?
There's a movie coming out about his life. A monkey is playing him. I can't watch it. God damn.
I'm assuming you don't mean like
Robbie.
Mike Nesmith.
Anyways. No. Like they have a no, it's a digitalized it's a freaking
like the new Planet of the Apes kind of thing.
Mike Nesmith's still alive.
Yeah, kind of thing, but it's
Mike Nesmith?
Yeah.
No, he died.
No, the only one that's still alive is Mickey.
Yeah, Mickey's
I didn't know Mike Nesmith died.
Yeah, a couple of years ago.
Wait, there was one other thing I wanted to say. Oh yeah, the all I really want to do. I mean, I don't like Dylan's version of that, and I'm more familiar, obviously, with the Cher version. So I liked this. It was nice. It doesn't really feel like it goes. What? Obviously. Big hit she had with that. But I really enjoyed the cover. It doesn't really fit with the album, but it kind of does because it's almost like
I think it does.
Kind of a wrench into everything else that he's talking about. It's kind of just I don't know. You know, let me just talk about wanting to be a friend with somebody. Oh, all I really want to do, share.
There it is.
I think it comes through with a lot of the songs, this idea of all this other shit, don't join it. Just live and be with each other. So I think the song fits.
Right. So what?
I said nobody else got that.
Anyway, I didn't hear.
I didn't hear it either.
That's why nobody got it. What? I'm so confused. 4 rainbows.
Well, bear with me. I'm coughing here today. So, World Party, Carl Wallinger. We just lost him, I think, early this year or late last year.
Oh, did he die this year?
Yeah, it was either this year or late last year. He just passed away. Terrific songwriter. I don't think they have he hasn't made a bad album. I chose the next one, Goodbye Jumbo. March. Goodbye Jumbo is a masterpiece. I was going to pick that up. That's clever. I was going to pick that because it's got the big hits. It's got the 2 big hits on it. It's a perfect record. Sinead's all over that record too. But then I got to thinking, and I'm so glad, so I decided to pick this one, and I'm so glad you guys kind of picked up on why I chose it. It's so relevant today. This whole album is very, very relevant. All these Ship of Fools, I just think it's so perfect. What a great song, and his vocal performance. That might be my favorite vocal performance that he's done. I just love his voice on there. It's just. I just love the way he stretches it.
He really lets go in a way.
Yeah, it's just a great song. It might be my favorite World Party song. I don't know. Private Revolution, I get it. It's not a real strong opener, but I think it kind of lays the groundwork for the whole record and, the theme of it. I like Making Love to the World much better. That would be a much better opener. But what a great song. I just love the groove to it.
I didn't like that song.
All Come True is just... I love that. I just love the feel to it and the great song. I go through what you guys did a great job. My favorite song on the record is The Ballad of the Little Man. I dig that. I love how it opens the second side. I love the second side of this record too. I mean, the second side is Yeah, I might like. I don't know. Both sides are great. Hawaiian Island World is awesome. And Sinead at the end is wonderful. All I really want to do, you know, I love the Dylan-esque too of Hawaiian Island World. You're as soon as it comes on, it's got that folky pop sound, and it's just great. And you're kind of thinking, oh, this has kind of got a Dylan vibe to it. You know, he's got a little Dylan cadence in his voice, and then the next song is a Dylan cover. Would I have picked this? Like Robert said, I probably wouldn't have picked this Dylan song for the what this album is, theme is about. But I do like it, and yeah, it's not one of my favorite Dylan songs either, but it's okay. World Party, the title, the title of the project. I dig that song. I really do. And It's All Mine is one of my favorite songs on the record. I think It's All Mine is a great closer. So, yeah, I always dug this album. Like I said, the next one, Goodbye Jumbo, is probably a better record. It's definitely was more successful. It actually had 2 singles that were very successful in the United States. And then I don't think he had many others. Maybe She's the One was a little bit successful in the US, but always big in the UK. Just a terrific songwriter. Beatlesque, no, but he understands that layering, and he writes a really good pop song. I mean, Way Down off the next album and Message in a Box, man, those are 2 great pop songs. And Ship of Fools, I mean, he could really write a good, effective pop song, but yet still that this album really, really has. His first 4 records are probably absolutely brilliant. I love them all. They're all in print. I don't know if this one is, but I think they just reissued all of his records. So I'm pretty sure you can grab them for like $25. There should be.
I know Goodbye Jumbo has been reissued.
Yeah, and the one after that too has been too. And I think the 2 after Goodbye Jumbo. So yeah, I'm gonna give it 4 rainbows. I dig it. Had I picked Goodbye Jumbo, it would have been a 5 rainbow record. But yeah, I dig this record. I dig him. I thought he was great, and a huge loss. Just a really talented musician and songwriter, and yeah. So yeah, I'm glad you guys liked it. Actually, I didn't think you would.
Yeah, you can get it for less than $20. You can get an OG for less than $20.
4 times is 16.
He gave it 5, didn't he?
No, I gave it 4.
No, he said
I said I would have given if I had picked Goodbye Jumbo, I would have given that a 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm like, I think I know math. Kind of.
don't.
Those ones are easy.
I don't.
Yeah, 4
That's when you think you know math,
Yeah.
you don't.
There's no thinking about it. You know math.
Right.
All right. So what is next? Only Richard knows, but soon we all will.
Richard.
Yes. And I've got, all right, like I've been vacillating between 2 choices. One of them is like probably more well-known. One I know Mike he likes. But then the other one is like, it's a new release, and it's like probably something you've never heard before. So I think I'm going to go with the new release that none of you have probably heard before. And that's it's a Spanish band, and they're called Dame Area. It's industrial music that's danceable. It's like dance music that's done with like hammers and stuff. And the name of the album is Toda la Verdad sobre Dame Area.
Is that like dominatrix?
Well, you look at the cover, and it's a female lead singer.
Some freaking going on there.
She's fucking intense with her singing. So
yeah, I think that's like dominatrix, right?
Yeah, I need you to spell the artist first, because I don't know what you said.
All right, think of Dame Area. That's how it's spelled, but it's Spanish, so it's Dame Area.
DAME ARIA.
AREA, area, you know, area.
Oh,
Not
AR. Oh,
aria,
like an
area.
area. I was thinking
Yeah,
aria. Okay.
Yeah.
There it is.
Like Aria Grande.
You found
And
it?
then it's called.
Yep.
And then
Okay,
it's
let me look.
Toda la Verdad. It's on Bandcamp.
Yeah, there.
So,
Oh,
and there is English lyrics provided. You know, she's singing in, I'm presuming it's Spanish, but it might be Catalan.
I'm not gonna
I have a 2-hour
anything.
commute tomorrow. I know what I'll be doing.
So that's what we'll listen to.
Las escaleras, por favor. So yeah, Dame Area.
Oh, it's from 2020. It was recorded in 2023, released in 2024.
That's what it says. Okay.
All right, so we'll be listening to that and reviewing that coming up. So also coming up, we will have our tops and bottoms of the year 1991. So won't that be fantastic? I have been listening to more than 100 albums from that year, getting ready for my own video series. So I'm going to be well versed in the year 1991. And I'm listening to some of these things and I'm like, well, this will be on Craigslist. Well, this will probably be on Mike's list. What was the one? I think I mentioned it last time. What's the female group that did the Partridge Family? And they have an album called Honey Lingers.
Voice of the Beehive. Yeah.
Yes, Voice of the Beehive. That's going to be on Craigslist. Spoiler alert.
Oh my.
I have that album on vinyl.
You showed it last time.
Oh yeah.
We are the Vinyl Community Guncles. Hopefully you'll join us for whatever we have coming up. I'm Robert Fithen, along with
Richard at Calvin Wazoo.
Craig's Final Plethora.
And Mike at Hubtunes.
Hopefully we'll talk to you again soon. Won't you please be there?
Yeah.
Otherwise we'll just be talking amongst ourselves.
Oh, yeah, I don't want to do that.
We do that okay, but